Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. Manchester City running riot at the Etihad 5-0 against Burnley. Joining me, Kyle Walker, I've got Sean Gota, Kevin Horlock and Gareth Taylor. Sean, we've got to start with this one because, City, they just look so good. From the minute the whistle blew, we knew that they were going to be scoring goals.
Yes, and I got my prediction well wrong with that 2-1. Yes, this is what I was really hoping that City would put on this sort of performance. We knew Burnley were going to sort of sit and have a low block, but the way City opened them up, moved the ball about, good tempo, out of possession, loved the way City was pressing. I just totally loved the whole performance.
You mentioned predictions. I'm normally quite good, but I said 2-0, did I? Yeah. And then, Gareth, you said 4-1.
4-1, yeah, I was probably closest, but there was an overall winner, wasn't there?
There was. His first show here on We're Not Really Here. You predicted 5-0, 5-zip, you said, yeah. and it's come out.
Yeah, well, Mystic Kev, haven't I? Mystic Kev. Didn't surprise me. We mentioned the amount of chances that Manchester City have been getting, but not converting. So today it all fell into place. The only surprise for me is we've scored 5 against Burnley and the Goat's not got one.
He's not. I saw him here. He was trying to get on the pitch. He was screaming for Pep to put him on.
Jesus would be disappointed. Gareth and I were talking that strikers, when you score 3, 4, and 5 as a striker, you're wanting to get on. He had a chance as well. But yeah, a brilliant performance by the team.
Kevin De Bruyne doing what Kevin De Bruyne does best, providing the assist. Gareth, it's just a joy to watch him play, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, we saw that third goal for Mendy. He can create a chance from nothing. So he's so talented, and if you're an attacking player in that front line, you just love him playing with Kevin De Bruyne in the team.
Because he just puts them on the plate for you. One player that he did that for was Riyad Mahrez. He got his hat-trick, his first one for City. He has had one for Leicester before, but he does seem to be getting those consistent goals now. I did mention that at half-time, Kevin, and he's proved that he can do it. Yeah,
he's got undoubted ability, and Gareth touched on it there. When you've got players like Kevin De Bruyne in around you, if you get in good areas, you're going to get chances. And he was Johnny on the spot today. Two really good finishes in the first half, and then Phil Foden coming on, and it was a delightful ball in. Just left it there on the back post and just had to keep running with his forehead out, and it was in.
Yeah. People always say about Riyad Mahrez that if you put him on the right, you know what he's going to do. He's going to cut in on that left. But even though we know he's going to do that, no one can keep up with him, Sean.
No, and the great thing is he has this dummy cross. And you could watch it and you still fall for it. He comes on his left foot and you think, yes, he's going to cross it. And just as you think, if you're defending him, you think, yeah, I'm going to throw everything into blocking this cross. He then chops it back on his right foot, and then he's able to do what he wants. So, he's got that great dummy in him to either shift it back on his right foot, or if he's got that yard, he'll curl it into the corner.
Now, one thing that does impress me with this team time and time again is how in sync they are, it seems, Gareth, with the beautiful bit of skill and quick thinking from Kyle Walker to Riyad Mahrez with the throw-in. They just always seem to know where the other player is going to be. Is that just down to training? Is that down to doing the same thing day in, day out, Pep drilling into them where he wants the players to be?
Yeah, I think we spoke about it before. The word that Sean used in the first half was rhythm. About keeping rhythm, and they certainly get that. When you watch the training sessions, you can see the kind of cohesion they have, the communication they have with one another, and the way they move the ball around. And I think one of the main things as well is that these players know that they have to produce, because if not, you've seen the bench today. You've also seen the players who've not even got onto the bench today. So you know that you've really got to step up and do your bit, because if not, there's someone's going to come and take your place.
Definitely, and one man that will be absolutely gutted that he didn't get on the score sheet today is Gabriel Jesus. Sean, as a striker, we know that strikers can be a little bit selfish at times. He's going to be seeing everyone scoring. Riyad Mahrez getting a hat-trick, Ferran Torres getting in there, even Benjamin Mendy as well. He's going to want to be joining them. He's probably kicking himself a little bit.
Well, listen, the result's the most important thing. We've got a brilliant result. He'll be in there thinking, how have we scored, 5 goals and not got on the score sheet? He's had one particular good chance. He probably wish he mishit it. I don't know, it was 4 yards out. Keeper's made a brilliant save on it. If he mishits that, it goes over the keeper's arm and ends up going in. But even the previous game, I saw him actually sacrifice himself for the team, because the number of times he was out wide, was probably the amount of times I was out wide for my whole career. and people don't see that. They just say, well, he's, he don't score as much as Aguero. But in games, he sacrifices himself in terms of the run he does and ends up out wide. But looking at today's game, he'll be a little disappointed that he hadn't gotten perhaps one or two more clear chances to walk off the field with a goal as well.
You talked about mis-hitting it and it going in the back of the net. You're speaking from past experience
Past
there,
experience,
Sean?
the master of the mis-hit shot.
Yeah. When that 6th goal did go in, Kevin, you weren't too happy. You were jumping up screaming, offside! He's offside!
No, don't be saying that. Don't be stitching me right up. Of course I wasn't.
He wasn't really. Right, one man that we can hear from is the hat-trick hero. His first one for Manchester City. It's Riyad Mahrez. Here's what he had to say.
Riyad, well done today. Congratulations. Was that a result that you've been waiting for in the league this season?
Oh, no, it's a 3 point. Obviously, we are happy to score a lot of goals and to create a lot of chances. But we get the 3 points and we keep going.
The manager was confident that the goals were going to come eventually. Has it been a source of frustration that perhaps you've struggled to find that cutting edge when the chances?
Of course. When you play in front and you don't score in the games, and you struggle a little bit. Yeah, you have a bit this frustration, but you have to keep working. We kept working, and we will keep working in training and the games, and to get the confidence back.
City seem to enjoy scoring against Burnley, and it appears you do too. Your first hat-trick for Manchester City.
Yeah, it's always good to score goals. I'm very happy, but the most important was for us to win and to create chances and to score goals. Yeah.
Which one was your favourite?
Probably the last one, to be fair, because I don't score too many with my head.
With the Champions League qualification now secured, how significant do you see these next few games in terms of your Premier League challenge?
No, we have to take game by game. Even if we are qualified for the Champions League for the next stage, we have a difficult game Tuesday in Porto for the first place, and we're gonna go to try to win, and as always.
Thank you, Riyad.
Thank you.
Riyad Mahrez there with his thoughts post-game after his first Manchester City hat-trick. Kevin, you did mention that third goal, the header. He talks about not getting many of them. I mean, for him, he's starting to show the different skills he does have as an attacking player.
Yeah, he's got pace. Everyone talks about the chop into the left, but if you get into areas where you're able to score in this team, you're going to get goals. Simple as that. It was a delightful cross from Phil. He's only been on the pitch about 30 seconds, I think. And you don't tend to see many crosses in the air from this Manchester City team, and he's just seen him on the back post and floated in. He couldn't miss, really, could he, from there?
One man you mentioned, Phil Foden, he always has an instant impact. Gareth, what do you think he added to this squad when he came on today?
Like energy, creativity and intelligence. He's such a top player, Phil, finds the spaces really well. And against a tiring Burnley team who've been pushed around and have had a lack of possession, the last person you want coming on is someone like Phil, because he does the job defensively. He's always in the attacking areas. He picks up the spaces so well. He's very, very difficult to play against.
And Sean, because he is young, he has got the energy, and he instantly brings something new when he steps onto the pitch. Gareth was mentioning it there, but he feels like he gives it an injection of something, a new life when he comes onto the pitch.
Yes, well, Gareth was talking about the energy he gives, but I also think he brings a goal threat. And I think he's very conscious of that. I think through his time of, the last season or so of sitting on the bench and wanting to get more minutes, I think he's thought, he bring his normal game, the energy, the creativity, finding his spaces, as Gareth says. But I think he's thinking consciously, I want to also be a goal threat, because whenever I see him play, for me, Phil's either getting on the score sheet or he's assisting. And I think that doesn't just happen by osmosis. I think because he's conscious of it and he works on it.
Now, one man I do want to talk about, Benjamin Mendy. All right, he got on the score sheet, first Manchester City goal, and I think his first goal since 2017. He's going to be happy with himself. I think for him now, getting over the injuries, Kevin, it's time for him to try and cement that left back position.
Yeah, he'll be buzzing with that. It's always nice to get on the score sheet if you don't do it very often. But like you say, he's had the injury problems, and hopefully now this will be the start of his recovery and being consistently playing. And who knows, maybe we might see one or two more goals before the end of the season.
Hopefully that will happen. Another man I want to highlight, Ferran Torres. He scored and then was taken off instantly, Gareth, but he's not going to mind too much about that, is it? He's got his name on the score sheet.
No, he did well. You know, Sean was talking about and highlighting his movement before the game, and you know, he didn't have a huge involvement in today's game, but you know, he affected the play like Jesus did with his movement. And yeah, he took his goal tremendously well, because that's not an easy finish. And he's in real good confidence at the moment, obviously having scored a hat-trick for Spain, scoring goals freely. You know, he's looks to be a real shrewd bit of business by the club.
And Sean, it's a lot of pressure. Number 21, he took that shirt, obviously, after David Silva's gone, but he seems to be stepping up to the mark.
Yes, well, the one thing that hasn't changed with that number is quality. And he, you know, since he's come, apart from the, I don't know, first 2 or 3 games, and that was him finding his feet, he's just produced quality. And again today, you know, not a lot of activity, but he gets that chance, slots it in. So he's just really coming to the fore, and we really see the quality that he's got.
I think as well, did you make a point, Sean? It was a nice tribute he made today, wasn't it, when he scored the goal?
Yes.
Like he did there.
Yeah, number 10 for Diego Maradona. So I think absolutely brilliant. We all know how special player he was. Yeah.
And how much he's affected these players that are on the pitch. They clearly will have seen all the incredible stuff that he's done throughout his life. And yeah, I think it was a very nice tribute in that. Right, we've got a very special interview coming up now. Our reporter John Edwards has been talking with the director of football, Cheeky Bagiri-Stein, about Pep's new contract, amongst other things.
Cheeky, it's been a week since Pep signed his new deal. Have you spoken to him much in that time, and how happy is he to be here for 2 more years?
Of course, I mean, we see each other every day, you know. He is really happy, and I have to say also that we are very happy. I mean, with his commitment to this club for the next 2 years, already working as always, you know, always thinking in how to beat the opponent, so happy to see him there.
And what do you think we can achieve in the next 2 years with Pep?
You just stay always there. You know, we say always want to be fighting for everything, for every title that we are playing for, and this is that. And I think fighting for that we are going to win. No, I think of course we have always on mind that Champions League, but also is, you know, keep winning leagues, win cups, to dominate in this country. And you dominate in this country, something is going to come from Europe.
And do you think this year's Premier League title race will be one of the most competitive ever, with a lot of teams challenging?
Yeah, you can see what is happening, no? Scores and the difficulties for everyone to win games. Also some, you know, like Tottenham or Leicester again is there. Everton started very well. I mean, Southampton. You can see the performance of teams that in other years they weren't on the battle for the title, that they are there. So it means that the gap has been reduced from the top to the bottom, and okay, fight difficult, but it becomes a very interesting league that has been always like this.
And you said in a recent interview that Pep continues to evolve tactically. What tactical innovations do you think we might see over the next 2 years from him?
I can't say what we are going to see, because you know it's always changing. No, I think the good thing is that it depends always the opponent. He studies a lot the opponent, and also he needs to see he can see the things that maybe they have to change. No, I mean there are variables. He can play with the defenders playing wide, but also then you can play. He can play with wingers. Maybe sometimes he plays with 2 strikers. We have seen the double holding midfielder now with a defensive 4, but sometimes with 3. So the good thing that there is not just one system that we can play. So I think the principles are always there, the build-up and the high pressing, and after that, is to see how to beat this year the opponent.
And finally, we're coming up to a very busy December period now. So just how important do you think rest, recovery and diet will be to the players during this period?
You know, it has been always since the first day, no? I mean, we didn't have time in the pre-season. We couldn't prepare well the season. So then we started playing too much per week, not 2 matches per week. So that is the difficulty. And until January, I think we are going to be very busy, and it's what it is. Just to, you know, now we have almost all players back in the squad. That this is a good thing, and trying to have some days of training, not only for recovery, also to prepare the games.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Cheeky. Thank you.
cheeky Bergerstein about Pep's new contract there, amongst other things, with our reporter John Edwards. It's really interesting talking about that January period, which we will get onto because we've been focusing so much on the December period. We've not even thought about the new year yet. But before we get into that, we've been asking all of you to get in touch using that hashtag WNRH about our mystery blue. I can say that Clinton Tip, Carl Sproston, Opera Cash Botham, Taysom Hill, Claire Hooton, Dikempe, and then we've also got Kavita Chung and Trevor Boswell all got it right, and I can reveal it was who I thought it was, genuinely did believe it was, Kolo Torre. And Kevin, you're smiling there. Did you think the same?
I know, because my eyesight's that bad, the pixelated picture. I can see the pixelated picture perfect. My eyes are that bad now.
Well, there you are. It was Kolo Torre. Thank you for everyone who did get involved. Make sure you do use that hashtag WNRH. Share your thoughts on today's game. Right, it's been a 5-goal thriller here at the Etihad. Sean, you know about scoring goals against Burnley. So wrapping it up from today, City's performance, you must be impressed with it.
Very much impressed. I mean, from back to front, clean sheet. This will be, the rock that the team will look to build on for the next game. Again, cap them at Arms Bay. The creativity was there. The goal scoring was there. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed today's game, and I think everyone's looking forward to the next one.
Now, I did mention we'll talk very briefly on January. We've got 9 games to go in December, and then you've got January. We said before, it is a marathon, but it must take a big toll on these players, Gareth.
Yeah, it will do. But, we've got a good squad. There's real variety in there, and there's, like we've said before, everyone's back to fitness now. So that gives you good numbers going into training, gives you good numbers for games, and looking at the points tally now, we're looking like, especially with Liverpool's result today, things are looking a lot healthier.
And Kevin, just final question to you. Obviously, first time here, we're not really here. What was it like spending the afternoon with a mini Paul Dickoff next to you?
A mini, it's bigger. But and first and foremost, it's nice for him to be in my shadow a little bit anyway. Who are you on about? I don't know who you're on about.
It's been a nice afternoon, hasn't it? We've seen 5 goals at the Etihad. What have you made of it?
I've loved it. Loved every minute. And getting the score right as well was a little bonus, lads, isn't it?
Yeah.
Throw that one in there, right there. Well, thank you to you guys for joining me. We are back on Tuesday evening. Manchester City are back in Champions League action as they take on Porto. But remember, you can get the full match recap on City Plus from midnight tonight. So make sure you do tune in and make sure you watch back as Manchester City beat Burnley 5-0 here at the Etihad. We'll see you on Tuesday.